2023 came and went, and so did my promise to deliver PAX content in a timely manner. Whilst I am a little late, I still wanted to upload a series of interviews from different game developers from the various projects I caught my eye during PAX. This interview is the first of many I recorded, and it's a game I was excited before I even arrived. Sanctuary Shattered Sun is a real-time strategy game inspired by another brilliant strategy game, Supreme Commander. When I heard there was a demo being shown at PAX, I was extremely excited not to only play it, but also meet members of the development team. This is where I met Mike, or otherwise known as Nine, as one of the directors and developers from Sanctuary. Mike was really kind enough to do an interview with me, discussing many things such as the development of the game, how the team from the Crossworld came together, and many other aspects of the development cycle. I hope you enjoyed the interview as much as I did. And from everyone at Sanctuary, I'm sorry this took a bit long to get out.
So, what's your name?
I'm Mike, or Nine, and I'm the creator, or one of the creators of Sanctuary Shattered Sun, which is our new RTS game coming out. Hopefully it'll be on Kickstarter in maybe February.
How long have you been working on the project for?
We've been working on it for about 2 or 3 years, but the first year was pretty slow. We did manage to get some investment and ramp up the team, so we've been accelerating development now. It's just starting to come together. It's in a playable state now, so it's really good. Before that, it was just a whole bunch of technology, a whole bunch of rendering problems, code problems, all that sort of stuff, but now we got a game. The things that we're excited about our game is, besides it just being a cool RTS, and all RTSs are really cool, you can shatter the map, so the player will get these like super weapons. They can kind of nuke the land. It kills all the units, but actually causes an earthquake. There's a big crack. All the units fall in. It looks really cool. And because we're set on a Dyson sphere, there's actually the sun below the planet. It's an artificial planet, and all the units are falling down into the gaping hole below. Maybe I can send you a video or something so you can show people what we're talking about. The other cool thing about the Dyson sphere is that it's got like an artificial atmosphere that you can control, and when you control it, you can snap freeze the entire planet, which what that does is the ocean just turns into ice. Now the ships are stuck, the tanks can drive over the ice now, over the ocean, and these two features, they offer like gameplay that hasn't been done before, because the player gets to change the map. They get to control which units can go where. That hasn't been done. The other thing we're talking about is with all the air units flying around. When there's the hole in the map and all the heat's coming out, if the air units fly across that, it's like a kill zone, and it just kills the air units. So you have to like fly around. Not sure if we're going to do that, but certainly a cool idea. We're also trying to support 10,000 units, so we use a technology called Unity Dots. That's a super high-performant code, multi-threaded, very specialized development, but it allows us to support 10,000 units and all the projectiles they create. We support modding, we've got our own map editor, and we're just really excited about what's going to happen and what's to come. So Kickstarter is in February, we think. We're not committed, but probably in February. We are just putting together the demo, even though we have one today that people can play. You can see the things that we talked about, and just normal like build units, attack each other, all that sort of stuff. But we just want to get the demo a lot better before we go to Kickstarter, so people can play, have a really cool mission, and just a really enjoyable experience.
Oh, awesome. So Kickstarter coming out in February with a demo, and obviously, one of the big main features is a lot more unit support. We've got these environmental features happening within the map. It's a dynamic battlefield.
Absolutely.
You're coming out with 3 factions, and building on Unity, you'll have mod support. And that's obviously, I don't know if you haven't said it here in what we've talked about, but a lot of people that have worked on this have also worked on Supreme Commander, and have also been part of that modding community as well.
They worked on it as modders, yes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, so we picked people who were already proven, had already done really great work as modders for these games that you're talking about. Supreme Commander 1, Supreme Commander 2. We have all our players, all our devs, they all come from RTS backgrounds, whether it's like bar or whatever. NS players, they play those games. So Yeah, and we've baked modding into it from the ground up. So we use Lua, which is like a scripting language, so that you can make your own content. You'll be able to make your own units. You'll be able to make your own faction. You'll be able to make your own maps and campaigns and missions. And this is all kind of replicating the success that we've seen in other games where there's RTSs out there from like 15 years ago, 13 years ago. They're still played and still under development. And one of the reasons for that is that there's like such an active, thriving modding community. Like if you look at Sprint Commander 1, that game came out with like 26 maps or 23 maps or something like that. If you go on Fabra, they still play Sprint Commander 1 today. It's still growing to this day. And they have 8,000 maps, and they're all created by the players. Right?
And I'm pretty sure they've also got on the fly procedurally generated maps as well. So
they have the map generator, which when you launch your game, it just creates a new map right there, and that's already been ported to Sanctuary, by the way. Shout out to, I don't remember who did that, but somebody, thank you. We really appreciate
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, because that's an open source product. The map generator and the guys who wrote that are really cool guys, and they did a great job. Like those generated maps are fantastic. And that offers like really cool gameplay as well, right? Because it takes away the bit where people just know that map, they have a specific build for that map, and you just insta-lose to them because they know it and you don't. So having map gen equalizes that. But you just get a different problem because now it's who can improvise better. So some people are just really good at that, and you just insta-lose for that reason instead. So, but at least you can get better at it, I guess.
Now, I don't know if you said it before, but will there be a campaign being built, like a story as well, being made for Shattered Sun? Or?
Yeah, it all depends on how Kickstarter goes. So what we're committing to is we'll have a multiplayer game where you can have like matches against each other. So we're definitely going to do that, and we're having land armies. Now that's it. That's the commitment. That's what we will have, and then it depends how much funding we get with stretch goals. So the campaign would be one of the main things that we would add to that, and so with Navy. There's all sorts of things, all the things I've talked about already, shattering the terrain, freezing the oceans, that's all stretch goals. We don't know where it's going, but having said that, we're already working on all these things as well. You can see Shatter over there today. You can see Freeze is there as well. We've already started building an AI, it works, like we can have two AIs fighting, they build bases and send units at each other. So we're not committing to it, but it's almost definitely going to be in there. There would be probably some sort of one-player experience, like a survival type thing, where you just build a base and a million units come down and try and kill you, and you just, kill them. So at least you get some sort of one-player experience. Having said that, we do have cool ideas for the campaign. We've got a cool story. Our community loves our story. I don't know if you know it, but really briefly, man made this Dyson sphere around the sun, and men diverged. These people called the Chosen decided to upgrade themselves to cyborg, almost superhumans. They're super smart, and they started nudging the normal humans out of society because they just couldn't keep up intellectually. The normal humans, they rallied under the name of EDA, and then they started fighting the cyborg people that were called the Chosen. So you had like a war, and there was a bit of destruction, the sphere got damaged, and a third faction emerged, and they're the Guard, and they were the robots that built the sphere in the first place, and they get pissed off because the other two are damaging the sphere, and they decide, well, okay, we got to restore the sphere and erase you from it. So they start fighting as well. So there's a bit of a cool story there, and I'm really interested in the Guards campaign. So these robots were initially controlled by the AI that built the sphere, and the AI can't intervene, so it's like not allowed to, can't fight. But what it does is it just turns itself off or releases control of the units, and all those units wake up. And I think that's a really cool story, because if you were a robot that just got consciousness for the first time in the middle of a war, what would you think, and what would your motivation be? Because it wouldn't be the same as a human motivation. You probably don't care about protecting your family or whatever. And it's in the story you can do cool things. You can explore the nature of consciousness, or what's the point of all this anyway? And you can have characters in there debating with each other, and you can have some really crazy people. You can have like one of these guys. He probably was the responsible for creating the life forms on Sanctuary. And what if he just goes crazy and starts making some crazy life forms, like robot dinosaurs or plants that attack you, or I don't know. So that's the cool thing about this. In the campaign, we want to get some like really alien regions in there. Like when you just stumble upon the zone and it's all just like black triangles or something.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, obviously, you've talked about with the environmental content, with the oceans freezing and blowing up holes in the Dyson sphere itself.
Yeah.
There's probably a huge landscape or opportunity to make other sort of environmental things, like I don't know, volcano or something.
Right.
Or there's just
totally alien like stuff.
or
you've
even
never
something
seen before.
completely unfamiliar. Correct.
Yeah, you could have like half the maps missing and just the sun is underneath, but it's all covered in some like hologram shield or something, so you can still drive over the top of it. So it is an artificial mega construction, so we can do things that only you see in sci-fi movies. So we're really excited. We do have ideas for the campaign. We've got like epic conclusions that we've talked about and the ending, and I can't spoil anything, but we think it's really cool. It all just comes down to funding, comes down to budgets, and which things we're going to build in what order. So if anyone does want to support us, there's 2 ways that they can do that. One is to jump on our Discord. So we're at Sanctuary Shattered Sun, that's our website. You can go there, you can go on the Discord, and just by doing that alone helps us, because we look better to publishers, to investors, to people who are going to give us money and make the project bigger. Having lots of numbers just makes us look good, right? So that helps. Secondly, we do have a Kickstarter page. If you could jump on that and sign up. When we go, I don't know what the price is at this point, but obviously if we get lots of funding, we'll be able to build more and more of these ideas. So if you want to help, those are 2 things that you can do today.
Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. And as a fan already, I can't wait for this whole project to be finished and play it.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
much.
Awesome.